If you guys are someone who is like me and lazy, what I do is I go to Google Collab, right? Uh, you guys know Google Collab? Are you guys aware of that? So what happens in Google Collab is that they have an integration with um, GitHub, and it's pretty amazing to do. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some repo here. Probably we have something for COVID, I guess. I don't know. Maybe let's look at Polish bankruptcies just as a file, right? Okay, cool. So Polish bankruptcy, here's the file. In GitHub, you just click it and it opens. Anyway, so Polish bankruptcy. Let me see if I actually have a repo with that. I don't think I do have. In Collab, it automatically creates, so no need to worry about that. And yeah, I don't have anything. Maybe something BKCY, no. Hyperopt, no, nothing. So let's say I need to create a repository. Now I have two options, guys. First thing that I can do is I can say Polish BKCY, or maybe give a good name to the repository, right? It's always important. Polish bankruptcy, something like this, bankruptcy and hyperopt. Yeah, because I'm doing it in hyperopt. So Polish bankruptcy, hyperopt. I can give a description here, right? Built a model using hyperopt on Polish bankruptcy file. Something very trivial. Now, here's the part which is super important. Either you can initialize your repository with a README or you cannot. And two things. One is if I select private, I can choose who sees the repository. But more often than not, for everyone's use case, keep it public so that the development is present. Now, if I create this repository with a README, this will immediately let me clone the repository to my computer, right? And I'll tell you what that means in one of the examples. Do we always have to make repository public? No, not required, right? But it's a good practice to keep it public. So think about it like this, right? If you're working in an organization where folks have essentially their intellectual property, you're not going to make it public, right? You're going to keep it into private. But as far as what I know, in the enterprise level, there is a licensing cost which is associated. You get the gist? So from our perspective as an individual user, it's always good to keep it into public so that everybody can look at it and they can come back to you. And it's also easy for you to share it across in different channels such as LinkedIn, or probably you can even write a blog post on Medium, right? So it works either ways. Anyway, so when I create this repository, so I'm going to give you two examples. The first is with README. So let's say I create this repository. Now I have two options, correct? The first option would be that I can download this into an IPYNB file, which I can just do it from here, download IPYNB, and I can push that IPYNB to my repository by just dragging and dropping, correct? Yeah. But here's where Google Colab is absolutely amazing. What it tries to do is you go to file and you can write save a copy in GitHub. Once I do that, it will ask you for your username, password, and all. And once you've done all that, you get something which looks like this. And at this point, I know that I have to go to Polish bankruptcy hyperopt. Watch my file path. If I create a folder here, right, create a new file, I can basically specify inside that, or maybe I have some initial set of codes where I want to throw in. I can do that. Second thing that I can do is pretty amazing. I can put up a commit message and say that GitHub test for Collab, right? As soon as I press OK, it's going to create a copy into Google Collab. Okay, there you go. And automatically create it into a notebook view. Can you see this? Yeah. Now, here's the thing. This is good, but you may say, hey, we didn't add any comments to this code. So how about that, right? So let's say that I want to add a few comments, right? So maybe this could be importing the packages, just small comments that we can add, right? Maybe this could be um, data description and appends, right? How it looks like, what it does. Maybe this could be correlations. This is basically drop on correlations. You get the gist of it, right? I'm just adding 2-3 comments, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something super interesting. Installing HyperOpt and HyperOpt codes. That's it. Okay. Let's say this is what I have. Okay. Now, this is an edit. One thing that I can do is I can basically go to my Collab again and say save a copy in GitHub, and it will do so. Okay. It will do so without any problems. It will do so. I just need to refresh this. But I'm going to tell you guys something else that's usually used in an enterprise level, which we call it as Git Bash.